We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history.
Greetings and welcome to Faith on the Frontline. I'm Pastor William Monroe Campbell, co-hosting with our lead host, the Reverend Dr. Louis E. Logan II, and we are here seeking to engage the community and reflecting on what it means to, in fact, give life to your faith as you deal with the issues of life. We are delighted today to welcome as our guest, in-studio guest, David Miller, who is the Chief Operating Officer of our weekly and the host of the West Coast Expo, which will take place September 27th and 28th. David, greetings and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You want to bring the community up to date on the West Coast Expo. Give us a little bit about the background and then what we're looking forward to in the coming week.
Thank you. This is our second annual show at the LA Convention Center. What we developed was a program that we felt that we wanted to bring to the community that was going to bring some excitement, bring some businesses together. As you know, a lot of businesses are struggling right now, so we really wanted to put something on the table that's going to bring and connect a lot of them. We have a fun-filled 2 days planned, September 27th and 28th at the LA Convention Center. We are starting with the Urban Roundtable Issues Breakfast. We have the opening ceremony, ribbon cutting, press conference, and then the show actually starts at 11 o'clock. We have a series of business seminars and workshops that will go on throughout the 2 days. We have a step show, which is a new component that is being added to the show to bring on the younger generations on Friday night.
The step show, that's something that has become exciting. As a member of a fraternity, I know that it traces its way back to the life of our fraternities and sororities that were involved in the African American Panhellenic, and now all over the place, young people are enjoying demonstrating their skills in stepping. You want to tell us a little more about that?
Yes, the show will be hosted by Darren Henson. We are excited to have him on board with us this year. As you know, the California Step Association is the main organization that's putting the step show on. They used to host this show at Cal State Long Beach in the Pyramid, and as you know, that went away a couple years ago, so we're excited to have it back on board, especially featuring at West Coast Expo.
Excellent. Now, you say this is the second event, so that meant that last year's event. Tell us a little bit about last year's event to give us a taste of what to expect as we look toward this year's event.
Actually, it was 2011. We skipped 2012, but we had roughly a 3-day event. More than 24,000 people to show up over the 3 days, 70 vendors. So we did extremely well. I think what made us feel really well this year, although my business partner Natalie Cole and I were not necessarily happy with the foot traffic from the very first show, but you got to give us some credit. That was our very first one.
Yes.
However, with our sponsors at 2011, we had more than 17 sponsors. We have 15 of those sponsors back for 2013. So that tells us that we were on track and they got exactly what they were looking for out of the show.
Excellent. Now, we know that there's a focus in terms of the African American community, but I suspect that it's probably multiracial and multicultural in terms of participation and vendors.
Exactly. What we wanted to do, the name of the expo is West Coast Expo. Our goal ultimately over the years is to bring and connect businesses from Nevada, Washington, Seattle, those areas, in terms of bringing everybody together from a multicultural event.
Okay. And you mentioned seminars. Tell us a little bit about what will be happening in terms of the seminars.
We have a series of various seminars that are financial related, some that are geared to foreclosures and home ownership and how to start a business. So there's a series of them that will go on for 2 days.
Okay, so you're talking about starting businesses. So that's equipping persons who have an idea that they want to bring life to?
Exactly. Not only to mention that, we have what is called a junior business camp, which is spearheaded by our Urban Media Foundation, which is the umbrella of our weekly Los Angeles. This is a program that's geared to kids between the age of 12 and 17 that are interested in getting into the journalism field. However, this program will also help them teach kids how to even start a business with $100.
Oh, excellent. You know, you say that. I tell the story of my son. He did like a lot of youngsters did. He actually graduated from college. He wanted to start a rap group, and he was going to the studio, paying money for studio time. He and my nephew and a group of them. And then one day he said, "Well, Dad, if I just had this little piece of equipment, I'd save studio time." He's gone from that today to being the president of a major advertising firm in our community. So as you talk about getting young people started, tell a little bit about the vision of what can happen for young people as they recognize today they can be entrepreneurs, they can be business creators and business owners.
As you know, in today's time, we are having more and more entrepreneurs that are developed from a childhood standpoint. I think with having a show such as West Coast Expo, it gives them an opportunity to see creativity and a selection and variety in terms of the nature of businesses that are out there. So I think it's a good platform to help these kids get on board. One of the most important things for West Coast Expo 2013, we have a job fair that is being spearheaded by the Los Angeles Urban League. I don't necessarily want to list the companies because I want everyone to come out. If you don't have a job, West Coast Expo on September 27th and 28th would be the ideal spot to look for a job.
We talk about the high rate of unemployment, and particularly within our community. So you're saying this is a doorway to move from the stage of unemployment to employment.
Exactly. And I think for the most part, some of those companies may be hiring on the spot. So definitely dust off your resume and bring it on out.
How should they come? Should they come dressed any kind of way, or should they come with some type of attire on as they come to look at the possibility of getting employment?
Well, when you're looking for a job, the most important thing to do is to dress to impress. First impression is a lasting impression. So you want to come geared up with your suit and tie. Be prepared.
So it gives young people a place to go September 27th and 28th to go to the West Coast Expo and to get exposed to the opportunity of developing a business, as well as for the community at large to be able to look at the possibility of being able to get employment.
Exactly. And one thing I want to make note of, this is free to the public to attend.
Free. Is that F-R-E-E free?
That's F-R-E-E free.
And so there's the opportunity to move forward from whatever your situation is and to get these opportunities to learn about businesses and to be able to do it without having to come out of your pocket beyond, I guess, paying the cost of parking.
Exactly. And one thing you want to do, there is a charge in terms of parking. However, we got Metro that's running right past the convention center, and Metro happens to be one of our major sponsors.
So no excuse.
No excuse at all.
Okay. Is there a theme for this year's West Coast Expo?
West Coast Expo, business, technology, green, sustainability, home improvement, and automotive.
Oh, excellent. I suspect that anyone who is interested in trying to be a part of this and learn this can call in. You can call us even right now at 323-247-7443. You can talk directly to David Miller, the Chief Operating Officer of our weekly and the host for the West Coast Expo that's going to take place on September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Get on the line and call us right now so you can talk directly to David at 323-247-7443. West Coast Expo is coming this way once again. David, are there other insights you want to share with us as we look toward the West Coast Expo?
As I mentioned, West Coast Expo is a one-stop shop for the whole family. There's something for the young and the old. Another feature that we have scheduled for Saturday, we have what is called Wait a Minute, which is a weight loss contest. As you know, obesity is a big issue in our community today. So we have roughly about 30 participants. So they will be awarded, the winner will be awarded $1,500.
So that's weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
In addition, we have the Celebrity Fashion Show, which is Saturday night. And this is it's a paid event because it's a fundraiser. So we definitely want you to come out. We have the cast of The Young and the Restless being a part of this fashion show. And the show is actually being hosted by our celebrity spokesperson, Shirley Ralph,
All right.
and Kevin Nash.
Excellent. Okay, both have had very positive influences in the media and entertainment industry, but who've also demonstrated a very real identity with the community that they are part of and a sensitivity to wanting to lift people up, to make us better. In the midst of a time when so many things create discouragement, isn't it good to have something that can lift us up and encourage us and help make us better?
Most certainly. I mean, we are so involved and hopeful with our community. That's again why we are focused on putting this show on an annual basis. We also have a health triage, which is very important, where you are able to get testing for high blood pressure, diabetes, so forth, so on. And we also partnered with CDC, Center for Disease Control, on HIV and AIDS because that epidemic is impacting our community drastically. So we definitely want you to come out and do what you need to do. For those of you who don't necessarily have health insurance and are able to get out to see a doctor, you can do a lot of the testing at West Coast Expo.
You know, when you talk about HIV, it ravages our community, particularly young black women who are
Exactly.
being ravaged by it. So this will be an opportunity for persons to get tested
Yes,
and to get information about treatment.
exactly.
And so you're opening the doors for persons to come in, persons who are unsure to be able to come in and get tested, and persons who may not have any thought to yet be able to come in and get tested so that they can be able to find a treatment plan and treatment modalities so they don't have to be utterly victimized by this tragic disease.
I totally agree. And again, it's a twofold process with having Shirley Ralph as the spokesperson for West Coast Expo. She's also an activist for HIV/AIDS. So definitely you'll get a chance to meet her as well. She will be on visible throughout the whole expo.
This is excellent. I know that when HIV and AIDS first began to have an impact in our community, all kinds of negatives associated with it, all kinds of fears associated with it. And so we've grown today to understand that these are hurting people, and our responsibility is to put our arms around hurting people and encourage them so they can understand that they're not dealing with this world by themselves. There are people who care. And I think that's what you're saying, is that West Coast Expo cares.
At West Coast Expo cares. And again, with the AIDS and HIV epidemic, it was so taboo back in the days, but now it is so prevalent because of the numbers and statistics, especially impacting African American across the country. When you look at modern medicine, it has actually prolonged the lives of so many. So it is definitely good to be educated and know what is actually out there.
Yeah. I know we have some celebrity figures who have unfortunately succumbed to it, but are continuing to be very productive, live very productive lives. And because they have been able to gain treatment so that they can, so the persons can understand that death is at work in all of us, but it doesn't have to be a death sentence. You can have life. And I suspect that's part of what West Coast Expo is giving opportunity for persons who are suffering this unfortunate condition to be able to know that they can have life and not simply live a victimized existence.
I totally agree. So definitely come out to West Coast Expo on September 27th and 28th. Again, there's something for everyone. And keep in mind, again, it's free.
Excellent. Now, are you mentioned vendors? Are vendors already lined up, or is there still opportunity for vendors to come on board?
We have roughly about 300 vendors right now, but we are still selling vendor space up until the 26th.
All right.
So feel free to go ahead and call in 323-905-1306 to get your booth today. One thing that's important, the souvenir booklet goes to the printer next Friday, so you definitely want to be listed in the souvenir booklet. So the sooner you get in, the better.
Very good. Now, when we say vendor, we're talking about people who have businesses or services. What are the kind of vendors you have on board?
We have a lot of different vendors that range from business, that range from technology, there's home improvement, automotive. So there's a variety. Some of them are small to medium businesses, and then of course we have the larger ones such as AT&T, Verizon, Metro, so to name a few.
Now, is there also opportunity for nonprofit organizations and service providers to be able to secure vendor space and to make their information available to the public?
I would say probably 33% of the right now, and there is a significant discount for nonprofit organizations. So definitely, again, call 323-905-1306 to secure a booth today.
Okay. Are there churches that are participating as vendors, sharing information to the community regarding the services and ministries that they provide?
There are a couple of churches that we do have on board. One thing we did different for 2013 versus 2011, we had a 3-day show the first year. This year we condensed it to 2 days because we did not see the spirituality or religious side of the community come out on Sunday, and it impacted a lot of services that were going on, the timing of the show. So we felt that it did suffer a bit from the spirituality community.
Okay. Now, again, what are the hours? We're talking about September 27th and 28th. That looks like a Saturday and a Friday and a Saturday. What are the hours on Friday and what are the hours on Saturday?
The hours for the show is actually 11 to 9 on Friday and 11 to 9 on Saturday.
Okay. So therefore, it's not occurring in terms of Sunday. So except for those of our community who are part of worshiping communities such as the Seventh-day Adventists and a few others, the vast host of persons are not in conflict with their worship hours. So it's an opportunity for them to come and to hear and to learn and to participate and to celebrate.
Exactly. What we did do, we had a street team to go out to many of the mega churches within the community to pass out literature and to let them know that West Coast Expo is coming up.
Very good. Let's take a diversion for a moment. Give us a little bit about Our Weekly, who is the sponsoring entity for West Coast Expo.
Our Weekly has been in existence. In fact, we will celebrate 9 years on October 4th. So there's something to be said in such a short period of time. Our Weekly don't only publish Our Weekly LA, which is a 50,000 distributed publication here in the city. We also have Our Weekly Antelope Valley, which is a separate publication. We have Healthier You magazine, and also now West Coast Expo.
Where can persons get copies or issues and editions of Our Weekly?
Our Weekly is distributed throughout the city. In fact, we have 35,000 home delivered in Baldwin Hills, View Park, Winslow Hills, Ladera, Lamert, Inglewood, Gardena, and Carson. Then we have 15,000 papers that are distributed via racks throughout the city. So a lot of the local corner stores, the retail shops, you will be able to find Our Weekly.
Is there a cost for getting Our Weekly from the rack or from the stores?
Again, our emphasis is on that FREE word, free. So it's free to the public.
So Our Weekly is a paper that's servicing our community, addressing issues that affect our community with vital information available to our community and at no cost to the community.
Exactly. Again, Our Weekly has been around 9 years, and we are continuing to diversify and grow our portfolio of products.
Very good. How did you develop the vision for the West Coast Expo coming from the community newspaper, Our Weekly?
As you know, most newspapers have what is called a signature event annually. And we came up with a plan that we would develop a signature event, considering we are still in the infancy stage of the newspaper industry. However, West Coast Expo was the piece that came out on top. Again, our emphasis is to grow this expo to a level where it's going to bring those companies and people from surrounding states. I'm very impressed with the vendors that we currently have on board. We have a lot of vendors that are coming from out of state, such as Florida, such as Maryland. So it actually blows us away. So we're looking to grow this continuously.
Now, I know Our Weekly has a website, if I'm correct. Is there information available on the website, not only about the paper, but also about the West Coast Expo?
Actually, we have two separate websites. We have Our Weekly, which is www.ourweekly.com. And to find out more information about West Coast Expo, go to westcoastexpo.biz, B-I-Z.
westcoastexpo.biz. That's westcoastexpo.biz. We encourage you to go to westcoastexpo.biz to learn more about the upcoming West Coast Expo 2013. And again, we invite you to call in where you can be able to raise any questions that you might wish to raise with David Miller, our guest. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Our Weekly, and Our Weekly is the sponsor of the West Coast Expo that's taking place on September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. David, we're so excited about that. You mentioned a couple of the vendors that are going to be on hand, such as AT&T. Are there some others that we might want to know about and have opportunity to have some face-to-face interaction with?
Well, you know what? The financial institutions have been very instrumental in terms of partnering with us over the past couple expos. We also have Union Bank, we have U.S. Bank, we have Wells Fargo, we have, as I mentioned, AT&T, we have Verizon, we have the County of Los Angeles, Mark Wrigley Thomas, we have, I'm at a loss, LA World Airport. So there are so many. Currently, right now, we have about 24 sponsors.
Okay. And again, as we talk about the job fair, I suspect that some of these major sponsors will be able to make employment opportunities available for persons.
Some of those sponsors are participating in the job fair as well. So they will have a booth on the West Coast Expo side, and then there's a booth in the job fair side.
Okay. In case there's somebody who's just tuning in, can you tell us again a little more about the job fair?
The job fair will take place on both Friday and Saturday. The hours for the job fair on Friday is from 10 to 3, and on Saturday from 10 to 1:30. We have a variety of companies that will showcase what opportunities they have out there. So it would be great for you to come in prepared, dust off your resume again, and come in dressed to impress, with the hopes that you'll be able to land one of these jobs.
Okay, very good. Again, we're delighted to have David Miller, the Chief Operating Officer of Our Weekly, with us today on Faith on the Front Line. The executive producer for Faith on the Front Line is the Reverend Dr. Louis E. Logan II. He's out of town today, but he often says, don't just talk about it, be about it. And so we do want people to talk about the West Coast Expo, but we don't just want them to talk about it. We want them to be about it. We want them to be there at the Los Angeles Convention Center, September 27th and 28th, to enjoy the West Coast Expo, to enjoy all of the presentations and some of the seminars. Again, I'm sensitive to the fact that there may be somebody who's just tuning in. Can you share again something about some of the seminars that you're going to have at the West Coast Expo?
We have a series of seminars that will go on for the entire 2 days, some ranging from financial understanding, how to start a business. We also have, because HIV and AIDS is a big initiative for us, we have a couple seminars on HIV, which I think is an excellent way to become educated about a lot of the things that are going on out there.
Okay. And you mentioned two of your celebrities that are going to be there. Can you bring us up to date again on who those celebrities are?
We have Shirley Ralph, who is the celebrity spokesperson for West Coast Expo. However, she will also host the celebrity fashion show along with Kevin Nash. We also have AC Green, who will play a vital role in the Wait a Minute contest. We have Darren Henson, who would host the step show.
Excellent. Again, the Wait a Minute contest is the WEIGHT a Minute contest. Tell us a little more about that once again.
We have partnered with Roots Nutrition, which is an organization located here in Inglewood, and we have roughly about 30 participants who are interested in losing weight and taking an opportunity to earn $1,500.
$1,500? So you can get rid of weight and get money at the same time?
Get paid at the same time.
Very good. And again, we're inviting you to attend and participate with the West Coast Expo on September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. both Friday and Saturday, the 27th and the 28th. And there are vendor spaces available, and so you want to give them the number and the contact information in case they're interested in being able to be a vendor.
It's not too late. We have opportunities still existing. The number to reach a sales rep is 323-905-1303. I'll even give you an idea of the pricing. Nonprofit is $495. and we have the standard inline booth at $7.95.
Excellent, excellent. Again, we have a caller. We want to receive our caller coming in. Go ahead, caller.
I'm sorry. I think I may have dialed the wrong number. Who did I reach?
You reached Faith on the Front Line, and we're sharing information about the West Coast Expo that's coming up September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center, sponsored by our Weekly. And we have with us in our in-studio guest, David Miller, who's the Chief Operating Officer. And even though you may have called the number wrong, if you're interested in learning anything about West Coast Expo, we invite your question.
Oh yeah. What does this entail? I mean, what is there? There must be some exposition, exhibit or something. What is it?
Actually, West Coast Expo is business, technology, green sustainability, health, home improvement, and automotive. It's a 2-day event that's taking place at the LA Convention Center on September 27th and 28th. It's a one-stop shop for everyone. We have a celebrity fashion show going on. We have a junior business camp. We have a job fair. We have wait a minute weight loss contest. We have a step show. So there are so many different components. So it's something for everyone.
I would love to attend. Is there a cover charge or?
Actually, it's free to attend. It's free to attend.
It's free. It's free to attend.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will tell everyone that I know. That sounds like a great deal. Free. If it's free, it's me.
Pass the word. Like I said, I think you will get a big kick out of it. This is one of the few expos that you will find at the LA Convention Center that is Black owned.
Oh, it's Black owned. Oh, yeah. Sounds great. And now, who did I reach? Who are you?
I'm David Miller. I'm Chief Operating Officer of our weekly newspaper and one of the owners of West Coast Expo.
Oh, wonderful.
You see, nothing happens by accident, does it? You thought you made an accident in calling, but you found out you made contact with a radio broadcast that you needed to be on today, right?
A radio broadcast?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Right.
I'm on the radio?
You're on the radio. You're on Faith on the Front Line.
Oh, my goodness. What station is this?
This is LA Live.
LA Live? Can I
Talk Live.
Listen into it?
Yes. Just one moment and we'll have the information about how you can listen in. David, share with us a little more about the West Coast Expo.
Again, over the 2-day period, we anticipate more than 30,000 individuals to show up. We have so many different things going on. One thing that I didn't share with you was the workshops and seminars that are taking place. So there's something for everyone. We have a junior business camp. We have a health triage for those that are actually interested in being tested for HIV, high blood pressure, diabetes. If you don't necessarily have insurance, this would be the ideal place to go for testing. So,
wow, it sounds amazing.
Yes, this is our second show. We definitely counting in. Again, pass the word to everyone. Again, what's most important, it is free to the public to attend.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
And you can continue. Yes. And you can continue to listen in on latalklive.com on the internet. If you go to latalklive.com, you can continue to listen in. Even right now, you can listen live to Faith on the Front Line.
I will, Mr. Miller. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the information, and much success in all that you do.
Okay, look me up when you get there.
I will.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Again, we invite, just as our friend just called in, we invite you to call in to Faith on the Front Line at 323-247-7443. Again, you can call in and talk with David Miller, who's the Chief Operating Officer of our Weekly and the sponsors of West Coast Expo right now by calling 323-247-7443. 3. And we're delighted that our friend who just called in discovered that she can listen to us at latalklive.com, latalklive.com. Now we're going to take a moment for a station break.
Hi, this is Dawn Christie inviting you to join me every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, for my all-new show, The Dawn Christie Show. Join me as I discuss love, spiritual readings, your purpose, why am I born, what am I here to do. So don't forget to tune in The Dawn Christie Show at 1 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV, reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Romy Klinger.
This is Rose Garcia.
And we are inviting you to join us for the Romy and Rose Show every Friday at 4 p.m. Tune in for the Romy and Rose Show. We're going to be talking about pop culture, dating, business 101, what's ratchet, what's not ratchet, and music and so much more. So don't forget, tune in to the Romy and Rose Show. About to get real.
Exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, or watch us on Ustream.tv. Reality show handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
We're real talk.
Welcome again to Faith on the Frontline at latalklive.com. We're delighted to have you with us. Our executive producer is the Reverend Dr. Louis E. Logan. He's out of town today, and so as co-host, I'm Pastor William Monroe Campbell, and we're delighted to have you with us. Today we have in studio with us David Miller, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Our Weekly, and Our Weekly is hosting their second West Coast Expo that's going to take place on September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. We shared some initial information in the first half an hour, but we want to have David, in case we have guests just coming on board, to give some information about the West Coast Expo.
We have West Coast Expo again coming up September 27th and 28th at the LA Convention Center. Over a 2-day period, we anticipate having more than 30,000 attendees. We will have in the ballpark of about 300 vendors. It is a show for everyone, young and old. We have a health triage, we have a step show, we have business and workshops and seminars, we have a celebrity fashion show, and most importantly, a job fair. So come out definitely on September 27th and 28th. If you want to find out more information about West Coast Expo, visit us on the web at westcoastexpo.biz. That's WESTCOASTEXPO.biz. We still have exhibitor space available, so if you would like to become a participant as a vendor, please call 323-905-1306.
Thank you so much. Among the jobs that are going to be available are green jobs. Tell us a little bit about the green jobs as an emerging industry.
As you just hit the nail on the head, it is an emerging industry, and we will have jobs ranging from all levels of green aspects. So please come out, dust off that suit, bring that resume, and just be prepared to land a job.
Thank you. Give us again the email address for the West Coast Expo.
Or website address.
Website address. Thank you.
It's WESTCOASTEXPO.biz.
Very good. And if there's someone who wants to email some questions to us right now, you can email them to Pastor WMONROEC at AOL.com. Again, that's PASTORWMONROEC at AOL.com. And we would welcome your email questions that we might be able to share with David Miller as he's sharing with us right now in the studio. David, we talked about some of the particular items that will be available for young people that will engage them and their attention. Can you share with us some of the exciting things that West Coast Expo is offering that particularly young people would be interested in?
Actually, there are a couple different components. First of all, we have what is called a junior business camp. This is actually under the umbrella of Urban Media Foundation, which falls under our weekly. This organization is geared to kids between the age of 12 and 17, and it's a program that's designed to help kids that are interested in going into the journalism field. At West Coast Expo, there will be a range of different workshops and seminars for these youth that are giving them information on how to start a business, so forth, so on. We also have a gaming area that is more designed for the younger kids to come out and play video games and all of that while their parents are walking around to different vendors.
So instead of having to look for a babysitter to come, the whole family can come to West Coast Expo, and the children can be attended as they enjoy the gaming area, as the parents are enjoying the other exhibits and opportunities that West Coast Expo will provide. Is that correct?
That's correct. That is why West Coast Expo is so important to us to be a family-oriented program, although it's business related, but we are all about business.
Very good. In other words, not just talking about it, but being about it. Very good. And I think, again, I appreciate and I want to commend you for the family focus. You know, a lot of times we talk about family and what family has to do, but we don't often resource families. And so they don't know what to be able to do. And we talk about time divided up with one member of the family in one room and another room and another room. And we don't often have things that families can do together. But this is providing us something on that Friday and Saturday that the whole family can go to, and they can either drive to it or they can take Metro to it.
Take Metro. Again, Metro is one of our major sponsors, and to save that $15 parking fee, bring the whole family. Again, it's free to enter the expo.
So when you consider it, the $15 parking fee really is a nominal amount that you're going to have to come out of your pockets with in order to enjoy the fullness of West Coast Expo. And let me ask this, as they come and they're there from 11 in the morning until 9 in the evening, are there food vendors available where persons can be able to eat as they're there at the West Coast Expo?
A component that we added to the 2013 show is food vendors. So we have a variety of different companies that will be representing food.
Very good. So that they'll be able to they'll be able to eat and enjoy themselves while they're there and learn about food vendors that are in the community, so that even after the West Coast Expo is completed in the weeks and the months ahead, they'll be familiar with new food vendors.
What's interesting about our food vendors, what we tried to do this year is do an international.
International? That means what?
We have Himalayan. We have soul food.
Oh, wow.
We have Mexican food.
Oh, wow.
So it's a variety of different vendors. So definitely come out and support these guys because we need all the support we could get.
Very good. Again, this becomes a very important opportunity. Again, as we go back and talk about the junior business and young people learning how to engage their entrepreneurial skills, there are some persons who are involved in what is called entrepreneurship, but it doesn't elevate the community. It tears the community down. But you're going to provide an opportunity for somebody a young person who feels like they know something about money, to learn how to be able to make productive use of that money to benefit themselves and their families and their neighborhood and the entire community. Is that correct?
That's correct. What we want to do is take these youth and empower them to be someone, to look at perhaps some of the vendors or companies that are at the expo as mentors, to help them develop and grow over time where they could be able to produce and have their successful business on their own.
And then that means lifetime opportunity. It means not only business for the day and a job for the next 2 years, but it means a career. So you can develop skills that you can turn into a lifelong career.
Most certainly. And it's also bringing jobs to the community.
Bringing jobs to the community, diverse jobs coming to the community. So we're talking about not only helping yourself, but helping others in terms of creating employment opportunities and doing skill development that results in productivity. And then you can begin to talk about not only the current generations, but generations unborn that will benefit from West Coast Expo.
I totally agree. So again, West Coast Expo is continuing to develop each year. And I think as years to come, we will definitely push this up the ranks.
Excellent, excellent. And again, West Coast Expo is sponsored by Our Weekly. It's a weekly newspaper that's available throughout the Southern California community. And David, share with us again where persons can pick up copies of Our Weekly newspaper.
Our Weekly is distributed every Thursday. We have 35,000 papers that are delivered to homes in Baldwin Hills, View Park, Windsor Hills, Leimert, Ladera, Inglewood, Gardena, and Carson. Then we have 15,000 papers that are distributed via racks throughout the greater LA area, which will be a lot of the retail shops, storefronts, so forth, so on.
Okay, very good. And again, even as Our Weekly is a business in our community, in terms of the vendors, are there going to be Black-owned vendors operating businesses in our community that will be vendors at West Coast Expo?
Most certainly. We have a significant number of African-American owned businesses that will be showcased at West Coast Expo.
Okay. And while we are very interested and supportive of and encouraging to those who are indigenous to our community, it's not monolithic, as I understand. It's not just the African American community, but there are other communities that are going to be participating.
It is a multicultural event. We have partnered with various different organizations out there, various chambers. We have marketed West Coast Expo throughout different venues. So we definitely look at it as a multicultural event.
Okay, excellent. So again, that's September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center on that Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. both Friday and Saturday. There are activities for the entire families. You said there's a gaming room for the smaller children. Mm-hmm. There are seminars and there are the exhibits, and persons can develop skills and they can talk firsthand with some of the vendors. Is that correct?
Most certainly. They will have that one-on-one experience with various vendors. Just keep in mind, all vendors are there to sell their products and services. So we definitely want you to come out and support these guys. As you support them, that continues to help West Coast Expo across the board grow.
Excellent. As we're talking about businesses, we're delighted that Faith on the Frontline, broadcast to you over latalklive.com, is sponsored by Uncle Darrow's Cajun Cuisine. Uncle Darrow's is at 2560 Lincoln Boulevard in Marina Del Rey, California, and by Doolin's on Crenshaw, a soul food restaurant, 4859 Crenshaw Boulevard. We are delighted that they are concerned about the community and they provide excellent food for you to be able to enjoy, and they have helped to facilitate our being able to bring this broadcast to you live over latalklive.com. And so we take our hats off as we say thank you to Uncle Darrow's and thank you to Doolin's for supporting Faith on the Frontline. And again, we invite you to call in if you have questions that you want to raise, observations you want to make to David Miller, our in-studio guest. We invite you to do so at 323-247-7443. Again, we invite you to call in to 323-247-7443. And while you're calling, we want to take another station break as we give you opportunity to call, to shape your questions and call in and ask.
This is Brett Chapin.
And this is Dorothy Dillingham Blue, inviting you to join us every Saturday at noon Pacific Standard Time for our show, La La Land Talk.
Join us as we talk with some of the top talent in LA. Artists' untold stories, your phone calls, and live on-location broadcasts have made La La Land one of the best sources in LA for everything entertainment.
So don't forget to tune in to La La Land Talk.
Exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com.
Saturdays at noon Pacific Time. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, Twitter, twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live.
And we are more than just talk. I think we've got a Shakespeare monologue or two we could do. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
Kickball change.
Good
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
I'll do some Pippin.
Ooh, yeah. Some miming. I'm in a box.
Hey guys, sick of all that Top 40 music? Well, join me, Lixie the Engineer, and Mondo on our brand new show, Band with Mondo, where we support sounds from the underground every Saturday with a new artist from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So tune in to live in-studio performances, Q&As with the artists, drunken debauchery, and much more, exclusively here on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Welcome back to Faith on the Frontline. Our executive producer is the Reverend Dr. Louis E. Logan II. He's out of town today, and I'm Pastor William Monroe Campbell, who serves as co-host with him. We're delighted to have you tune in to be with us over latalklive.com. That's latalklive.com. And we have in our studio today as our special guest, Mr. David Miller, who's the Chief Operating Officer of our weekly and the host of the West Coast Expo 2013. And we want to have David share us a little bit of the background of our weekly. How did it come about as a newspaper, and who are the principal persons with our weekly?
Actually, our weekly has been around since 2004. It was founded by Natalie Cole and myself. Natalie and I have been friends for more than 25 years. We actually met back in the days at the LA Times. We came together in 2004, looked at the various publications that we currently have out there today, and what we found when it came to information about African American and about our communities, we only got information from fragmented sources. What we wanted to do was bring a product to the market that will give you in-depth coverage, talk about issues that we as African American, for the most part, sit around the table and just talk about, but you don't necessarily see it substantiated in black and white. So we want to believe that we are a cutting-edge newspaper. We would talk about those issues that are impacting the African American.
Very good. Now, is that the same Natalie Cole who's related to the famed Nat King Cole, or is that a different Natalie Cole who has had a tremendous impact of leadership in our community?
I think that's a different Natalie Cole, but she sings as well, but she has more of an impact in the community versus the entertainment industry.
As I've moved about the community, I raised that question because I've seen Natalie in various community events. I've seen her being supportive of people and businesses and nonprofit organizations and having a very positive kind of influence. And so, again, we see the evolution not only of the newspaper that she, along with yourself, have brought about, but now we see the West Coast Expo, which gives an opportunity for others to be able to be exposed to business opportunities and to learn the art as well as the science of business, and to come to this family event. Again, as you shared with us earlier, there are opportunities for children. Tell us a little bit about the opportunities for children at the event.
Again, West Coast Expo is an event that is geared for the entire family. We have something there for the young and the old. For kids, we have a gaming area. We have the junior business camp. We have kids that are interested in becoming a part of an organization such as a sorority or fraternity. So we have that going on Friday night. We have a lot of young girls who are interested in becoming models. So we have the celebrity fashion show. So this would give them an opportunity to showcase a lot that would give us an opportunity to showcase a lot that's going on, but also it gives them hope that they could someday do some of these things.
Very good. And you said there's going to be a job fair. Will there be spot hiring opportunities as a part of what comes with the job fair?
We have a variety of different companies that are participating in this job fair. As I mentioned earlier, it is being hosted by the Los Angeles Urban League. So there will be opportunities on the spot. So I would again encourage you, if you don't have a job, share the word with others that may not necessarily have a job. Come out and support this job fair, because you never know, you may walk away with that ideal job.
It's good to hear that the Los Angeles Urban League is a part of it, because it says that we're working together as a community. People often think there's a lot of competition and jealousy in the community, but the fact is that this is an occasion in which various nonprofit organizations, community service organizations, civil rights organizations, churches and businesses are working together to uplift the community. And in a time when there have been so many things that create despair, we are benefited by an event such as this that does uplift for the community.
We are so proud of West Coast Expo across the board. I mean, it's not something that Natalie and I are selfish about. We want to team with other organizations because we think it's relevant. We are strong in numbers. When you have several different organizations pulling together, we can only do our best. So what has happened with West Coast Expo, it has empowered us and given us an opportunity to offer so many different jobs out there. So we have people on the payroll for West Coast Expo practically for the entire year.
Excellent. Again, this is Faith on the Frontline coming to you over latalklive.com. That's latalklive.com. And we're excited to have you listen in to our broadcast. And we're delighted to have David Miller with us as our in-studio guest, and to give you a sense of what Faith on the Frontline is all about as we respond to the ethics that come out of our belief system. We seek to do those things that uplift humanity. Where there's hurt and brokenness, we enter in to help bring healing, to correct those things that are wrong, but also to advance and to highlight those things that are good. And so West Coast Expo, September 27th and 28th at the Los Angeles Convention Center, is the kind of event that we take joy in, we're proud of, and we want to commend both Natalie Cole and David Miller and all who are at our weekly for this outstanding idea. This is the second event. They presented one in 2011, and they're back again this year, and we want to encourage the entire community to turn out to support and to enjoy and to learn from and to gain opportunities, even the possibility of gaining employment through the West Coast Expo that's taking place at the Los Angeles Convention Center, again September 27th and 28th from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And it is again a family event. You come and bring the entire family to enjoy it, and it also has exciting opportunities for young people. And so we do want to encourage you to come and be about it. Again, we also want to say thank you to our sponsors for Faith on the Front Line. We say thank you to Uncle Darrow's Cajun Cuisine. Uncle Darrow's is located at 2560 Lincoln Boulevard in Marina del Rey, California. And then also to Doolin on Crenshaw, Soul Food Restaurant located at 4859 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles. Dr. Logan, our executive producer, often says, imagine what we could achieve if we didn't care who got recognized, praised, or paid. And we're delighted that we are able to be here with LA Talk Live to share this information with you. We hope that you will continue to want to listen in and learn and enjoy the information and the challenges and the opportunities that come through Faith on the Front Line. We say to you once again, don't just talk about it, be about it.
That was great.